The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour. We've got an interesting market and some interesting movements out here, although not all that great. We're going to check in, as we often do, right at the start of the day to see what we have for movement in the S&Ps. We're up a little less than 2 points. We've got, 2 billion shares, so volume is light. They've tried to push this market up. They've tried to push this market down. There just isn't a lot of power either way right now. So, we'll talk more about that. But I spent a lot of time last night, got up this morning, so I'm probably about ready to take a nap. But got up early this morning and went through all the charts. And to tell you the truth, I only found about 2 or 3 possible plays. I did put 2 positions on today. They are individual stock positions. I don't think that there's a lot to be made in the indexes right now from looking at options, looking at a ton of stocks. Probably, I looked at every stock in the S&P 500. I looked at all the options for all the stocks in the S&P 500. I looked at all the stocks in the NASDAQ 100. And with rare exception, there just isn't a lot out here that looks like it's going to move very much in the next few days. So we'll be watching that. As often, we start off the day with history. And this is no day that is different. In 1970, after 178 years, the New York Stock Exchange finally elects its first African-American member, Joseph Sears III. Lest any of its members be embarrassed by having to decide whether to let him sit next to them in the New York Stock Exchange private luncheon club, the exchange gives Sears his own table. Hit by the bear market of 1970, Sears is forced to give up his membership that November, but the color barrier has been at last been crossed. And of course, this is Black History Month, and I'm always see the irony that they always talk about. The gentleman that invented 200 different things to do with peanuts, and none of them were peanut butter. You would think that all of the things that someone would do, peanut butter would be like the first, wouldn't it? Well, he made 200 things you could do with peanuts. None of them had anything to do with peanut butter. And of course, as the white man does, he gets a peanut allergy, and now he's running peanuts off the planet. So more indignity even hundreds of years later. But what can you say? But it just seems like the irony is so ironic. Oh, yes, 42 is a great movie. It's movie 42. Oh, I think you're talking about the movie 42, not movie 42, which is yet another movie, which I thought was pretty funny, but rather risque for our people out there. I liked both. The euro, of course, UK closed today. Germany was up about 0.7. France was up about 0.5 point. Spain, pretty much flat. Portugal off just a little. Italy was up 1.3. The Irish are up 1.2, and Greece was up 2.6%. Pretty much following our big day and our lead. They pretty much seem to move in the wake of everything we're doing. And we'll look at more things going on around the world as we have time. I think that's all the news today. Wasn't a whole lot. But we'll get more into stocks today. Hope everybody enjoyed the webinar last night. I sent out my newsletter this morning with probably the best picks. As I said, there just isn't a great deal out here as far as I can hang my hat on it. but we are going to go through at least the stocks that are moving. In the meantime, you can always call me at 877-927-6648. That's 877-927-6648. And we've got some stocks that are moving. We'll start off with Caesar Stone S.Yam Limited, CSTY. And, boy, I just looked at this, and I'm trying to remember what the deal was on it. Yeah, it was better guidance on earnings out here. It popped up a little bit. We'll go to, since I don't know a lot about this, I learn during the show the same as you. Manufactures and sells engineered quartz surfaces under the Cedar Stone. Primarily in Australia. So they're basically a Korean kind of company. But Australia, United States, Canada, and Israel. But Caesar Stone. I haven't seen this. Maybe it's different than other stuff, but of course I haven't been looking. And of course my girlfriend always yells at me because I order a Caesar salad. And she's always afraid someone will actually take it to heart and fall over with a heart attack for my Caesar salad. Anyway, this thing's getting up. Not a whole lot of volume, but even today, this is pretty typical for the market. You had the high out here on December 9th with 620,000 shares at 52.45. Went through that today, backed up underneath it, and really don't have a great deal of volume underneath it. So it does kind of look like a range-bound movement. Another one that is out here that I thought was very interesting. I've been looking at it. It had earnings. This company is called Control 4, CTRL, like the control key. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. This one jumped up on massive volume on the 14th. Of 1.5 million shares. This thing is walked itself right back into the gap up. So it was pretty much a perfect buy. If we are moving out, these are the kind of stocks I'm going to be looking at. It's not much volume out here today, but a decent move for just about any stock when not much is moving. But these guys make a lot of automation systems for homes, like opening and closing your grapes, turning on your stereo, turning on your TV, turning up and down your air conditioning from your iPad or your Android tablet. So a lot of that kind of stuff, but a kind of interesting company, but not a very interesting pattern out here. I wouldn't call it a high volume high, but you certainly have a decent high out here in that candle of the 15th with almost 1 million shares. So not a big surprise, but actually keep an eye on that one. That one, one of the few out here that is interesting. Dahero Medical Systems. This thing has been on a rocket. It makes and sells sleep, respiratory, and oxygen therapy products in the People's Republic of China. You got to think this is, if there was one thing those folks needed in downtown Beijing, it's somewhere to get some oxygen, because they're, I don't know, it looks like their air is more syrupy than gaseous. I think you could make soup out of it with a little bit of water. But certainly a lot of people are probably getting lung cancer, and this stock has actually, great idea, Chinese oxygen bars. I know that some of the places do have some of the top-of-the-line air scrubbers from hospitals, and we have been selling those over there to China, especially in those big cities where the air quality is so poor. But kind of an interesting company. Trying to remember what the headline was for today. Credit promotion, not a whole lot, but certainly is one of these movers. So, if this thing could come back to $6 on light volume, might be wanting to take a look at that. Euronet Worldwide, EEFT. This is, I'm trying to remember the headline on this one. Yeah, they had their earnings come out. Kind of guiding down a little bearish going forward. EEFT, of course, is Euronet Worldwide. down. Volume has picked up, and it's broke it's going to break the previous two lows. I think it's probably pretty safe to figure that this thing is going to close lower than the last low on February 5th, and it's going to have more than 700,000 shares. So also interesting. Galena Biopharma. This one was rather interesting why it's down today. And it is one of these stocks that's been pimped out on Seeking Alpha. And this is like the second or third time that stock manipulators have been going in with various names and pushing it on the Seeking Alpha boards. And they've come out once again today and had to clip the wings of some of their participants to try to get it. I would have to say that any kind of public board like that, you'd have to take anything anybody said with a grain of salt. But apparently these people, you can act like an expert, and I think that's exactly what's happened in this case. But I think I saw something earlier about looking at doing and having illegal action against them. I didn't know exactly sure if Seeking Alpha was going to stick the SEC on them or other things. But when we talk about people running operations, it isn't just big guys with mailers or people with phony upgrades on CNBC, but a lot of these boards. In fact, one of the biggest ones, if you haven't been trading very long, was a guy named Joe, what was his name? Tokyo Joe. And this guy could move stocks. I mean, he had it, but he basically bought a ton of shares, made sure he was long. If the stock started moving up, then he would announce that he was just getting long. And I remember it was a lot of work for him. Getting out from underneath the SEC. I don't think he ever went to jail, but I think they ended up taking a bunch of his cash. But I think he's got a Wikipedia page, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'll find that during the break here. But Tokyo Joe was one of those guys at the height of the .com bubble. And it sounds to me like we've at least got Tokyo Joe wannabes coming back in this market. So just be aware when you see these things on boards, things like Yelp. Maybe it's the competitor. Maybe it's somebody that's trying to organize a operation in a stock. But this is like the second or third time on this particular stock, and these guys have just run around continually, move and change what they're doing. So it is tough. Imperial Holdings is going to do a private offering. Symbol on it is IFT. This thing's gone back and touched a longer-term gap out here, but decent volume. Again, a lot of manipulation going on in these markets. They're thin and they're bouncy. We'll be back in a minute.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different futures contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now you can receive a 2-week free trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we're back, and we've got our first caller of the day, a man among men, Mike from Lakewood. How you doing today, Mike?
Pretty good. How about you?
Another day in paradise. I thought it was going to be horrible today, but I'm out making sun tea, so it's always a great day in Florida when you can make some sun tea, get a few lemons in there, and it's all beautiful. So what do you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about fire, but I have a quick side question. The webinar you just gave, if I signed up and took a trial on your newsletter, could I still access that webinar, or it's gone if I didn't already sign up?
I think you can still sign up, but I don't think you can do it on the web. You should call our office and talk to Leanna.
Okay. I want to talk to you about fire. I've been wanting to get into it. I missed the spike up here recently when I guess there was a couple people that recommended it, and then it just spiked down now on earnings, although the earnings didn't look all that bad. Is it just too hot to handle? Shall I wait, or what do you think?
Well, of course, this thing, if I'm not mistaken, this is all about network security.
Correct.
And the big bounce out of this thing has been a lot of the NSA offshoot, pin action, whatever you want to call it. And I'm wondering how long that's going to hold up. I don't see anything. I mean, you had a high volume high on the first high. You haven't ever exceeded that volume, and it's pulled right back in to the trading zone. So, this thing may be going from 65, 64 back up to 75 and consolidate out a lot of this, or it may even be coming back down to that gap at 60, or ideally, you'd love to see this thing back down at 50. Right now, the options are pretty much pointing to somewhere expiration around $70. So I don't think you got a lot of movement in this thing, maybe 70 to $65, probably for the next week.
So you'd probably wait and let things settle out. If I think,
right. You've got a low out here at 65.88 with 2 million shares, and okay. I know this is in the hot sector and everything else, but to me, the risk reward would, even at $65, would be pretty tough to justify. $60 would be my first level where I would want to buy it if it got back down to that first candle back up, and maybe then you get 60 to 76, a pretty nice whack, right? And I think that, especially with as big a moves as have, I would want to first take a look at it at 60. Ideally, if this thing could come back around in that 45 range, and it may take a couple of months to do it, and the volume is light, that would be just like the rest of everything we look at. I mean, the long-term buy would be there. You may get a nice short-term move back off 60, but, with the way this thing moves, you're going to want to make probably 10, 12, $15 on it on the next leg, and probably $10 is not enough for the risk you're going to take in this thing as violently as it moves. Let me put it that way. So,
I think it was Target and some of the other break-ins that were done during Christmas and some other stories afterwards that caused this thing to spike so much, along with the other ones.
That and the NSA, they've sold some of their stuff to foreign countries too. But it's I think maybe you're on the long end of that. If it would cool down, I think they still have a fairly decent future. It's just that probably at the height of hysteria at the moment for this. So, if you can get it, if it cools down at 60, maybe you've got one more trade to 76, 75, and $15 would be a great 25% move on one of these, right? And certainly if you could get back to 50 or 48 back in that level and the volume just shrunk to nothing, if it consolidated out a lot, you may have a bigger trading range from 48 to almost 80. And that to me would be the longer term. I don't see any kind of short term here that doesn't say that at least the next week it probably has a bias down to maybe 65, 60, or $70, somewhere in that area. Not far from 70 now. Like I said in the intro to the show, I've looked through a lot of stocks, and I just don't see anything that's really got either a lot of juice to go higher or a lot of juice to go lower. It is kind of a market that looks, to me, somewhat sideways until we probably get some kind of news that's going to move us out of it. I think it's to the downside, but I'm only, right now, I've got 2 positions, and I'm thinking maybe the thing to do out here is just keep a small position in and wait for the market to really do something.
Okay, well, thank you. I hear the music. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the call. And you can be like a man among men by calling us at 877-927-6648. Thanks for the call.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back, and we've got a lot of callers, so we're going to get to them as quickly as possible. We're going to Rick in Orlando. And how are you doing today, Rick?
I'm doing fine, and thanks for taking my call, David. I was looking at Groupon to take a short position in it for a little short-term trade.
Have you tried to short it yet?
No, I have not.
I wonder if there's shares available.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. This is one of the ones on my list where there was even a premium to get in it.
Whoa.
Do you know what the short interest is on it now?
I do not know.
Okay, let's see if I can find it real quick.
I was looking at his nice ABC, or what appears to me to be a respectable ABC down.
Yeah, I think it's going sideways. I think this market's going to try to drive a lot of people nuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a feeling you could go sideways for a week, and it would not be anything special in this market. I think that there's I was going to try to get it. I looked at a lot of stocks last night. I thought, okay, everything's teed up, all going to work here, and boy, it was tough. A lot of stocks with a slight bias up, a lot of stocks with a slight bias down. There were a handful of stocks that were interesting to me, but this market today, going up 2 points, going down 2 points in the S&P cash, seems to be just about what the market as a whole. I think there are some exceptions. You know when earnings is for Groupon?
I don't. I ordinarily don't even look at those things. Maybe I should.
February 20th.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say that this is probably going back to $5. The one thing I dislike in going short here is this thing had a lot of energy up to $12.42. The energy has not been that strong coming back to this level. Options show this thing is going to probably 90% chance it expires at $10.50 next week.
Oh, okay, that's right. So, you've got some. You have some seminar going on about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I mean, you've got. I was looking at them here during the break, and did I have it here? Groupon. Yeah, you've got. That's the problem. Is there's just a massive amount of options out here this month. Kind of amazing, actually. But you got like 5,000. Calls at 10:50, and you've got 10,000. Well, you got 10,000 puts at $10. So maybe it gets back down to $10.
Yeah.
I just don't see a lot in this. I don't think that they're going to push those 10,000 puts out at $10. I think you and the market makers are going to go to fisticuffs. Now, if your horizon is longer than that, maybe, but I don't see why you would. I just wouldn't see why you.
Just the C to D leg, and with looking for resistance or support down there to December 1st low is where I was looking.
Oh, I think you can get it. I just think maybe you're a little early.
Oh,
I think anything right now below $10 would be very tough for the next 7 trading days. 6. Well, I guess we're closed Monday, so 6 trading days. Yeah. So to me, it would. The problem is, does this thing just kind of go sideways for a while with the general market? And a lot of these stocks just don't have a lot of energy up or energy down. Now, you had some yesterday.
Yeah,
and a nice little pop up here. But my guess is that a lot of that was putting some of these on. I'll look at this thing tonight to see whether or not a lot of this was new option positions in this thing actually yesterday.
Yes.
If you
that definitely attracted my attention coming down with that kind of volume, and it didn't even break. Not even breaking the low.
When you get into options expiration, and we're one day early this month, normally it happens on Wednesday, but we're one day early because, of course, we're going to be closed on Monday.
Right.
So it happened pretty much on Monday and Tuesday, and I'm not surprised that we've got a super flat Wednesday out here. And to tell you the truth, everybody is pushing hard on the market up. Everybody's shorting on the other side down. And I have a feeling it's going to make people on both sides of that for almost all these stocks just mad, because I think we may have kind of a stalemate for a little while. We're probably going to need some kind of news. My guess is that we get it. It's probably from China. Some of that shadowy banking system over there looks like it could erupt. When you look at especially at the overnight rates between the banks, still looks like there's maybe something else going on over there.
Yeah.
They're going to let one of the first companies that did the what do they call it? Basically their wealth investment funds. They're going to let it go belly up. It's and strangely enough, they're all in coal. Seems like, but I don't see this thing. If you'd be happy with 50 cents in the next 7 days, my guess though is you're probably going to get a better shot at this, or probably would want a better shot on it. Maybe you get back up to $11, and the volume's again light. Then at least maybe you got a chance for a 10% move back to $10. But at 10.50 here, you got a 5% move over 7 days. I just think maybe there's either better fish in the sea, or probably maybe a time to go fishing.
I'll do that. I'll hang back then. I've been searching also, and I had a half a dozen of them, and this turned out to be the best everything,
Yeah, I went through 800 stocks last night and this morning. And it's all the S&P 500s, all the NASDAQ stocks,
Wow.
And other than maybe some stocks like Amazon, which I talked about in my webinar last night, the pattern on it looked like it could move 15 points up or down. There just wasn't a lot out there that had a good indication that it was going to move significantly from what we normally have. Now, options expiration is 85% of the time it's bullish. But it looks to me like if the market was up 1% from in a week from now, that would probably be a win for the bulls. There just isn't a whole lot out here one way or the other.
Okay.
So to hang your hat on it, it will happen.
Yeah. But like you said, there's going to be until a trigger.
I've got two positions on. That's about 20% of my portfolio. I'm willing to take a chance on those two over the next week. But you need to have some significant 10, 20% moves open, because it may be you're going to be happy with 5. You know what I mean? And 10% maybe you're going to be happy with 2%, and probably you're better off just waiting for a better pitch.
Yeah, if that's all the probability is, just wait for a better time. That's all.
Okay, and we're going to go. Thanks
sir.
for the call, Rick. We're going to go to
thanks,
Tim
David.
in Houston. How you doing today, Tim?
Hey, good. Thanks for taking my call, David. Hey, is it too late to get a copy or to sign up and get a copy of that webinar you did last night?
I think it's too late on the website, but if you like the earlier caller, I said if you want to, you can call Leanna. I bet she can sign you up.
Okay. Hey,
but
thanks.
they may have already taken it down off the website because that's what I was told. I haven't checked it, but if you if you just go to TFNN and look under contacts, you can get the phone number.
Okay.
And you wanted to look at EMES.
Correct.
Okay, hang on just a second while we bring this up.
And
Emerge Energy Services. It's an LP.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do with this?
Well, I was looking at buying some 50 puts. I don't think it's going to move anywhere, and I was looking at the Februaries.
Yeah.
I own a bunch of the stock myself, and I own about 10 calls as well. I own a bunch of 40 calls for March and June, and then I own quite a few shares of the stock bought back in June and July.
Okay, so you're in a huge winning position.
Yes.
So where were you going to sell this?
The stock itself?
Yeah, if at all.
My core position, which is probably it's quite a few. I could, but I mean it's yielding. I mean they're increasing the dividend every quarter. It's a pretty new company. I mean I'm getting a 20% dividend on those shares, so I don't think I plan on selling those anytime soon, especially with the fracking boom that's going on in the United States.
So
But
you're
I
just
have
thinking of
probably
continuing to
a 4
buy
or 5
downside protection and hold on to it. Okay.
Yeah, I've probably got 500 shares that I'm using just to kind of play around with, and then the rest of it I'm keeping.
The only thing I'd say is that you've had some nice move ups up here. The last 2 moves have lacked energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you've got a lot more to the upside. If you held this, you'd probably hold it for that for the cash coming out of it.
Right.
Let's see. So you got calls. You got 1,000 at 45 for the calls.
1,000 at 40.
No. Open interest. Total open interest on 45s is 1,000.
Right.
And you've got 1,000 of them?
No, I mean I've got 10 40s. I've got 10 40s.
Okay, you've got all the 1040s.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a guy who's cornered the market on the 40 calls.
No, I've only got 10 of them. That's only 1,000 shares. Come on now.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's the total open interest I meant.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but mine are spread out between March and June.
June. Okay. So that isn't just the Februaries.
No, I don't have any Februaries.
Okay.
I was just thinking about buying the February 50 puts.
Okay.
And if that would do me any good.
Well, certainly it's cheap.
Yep. And I don't think it's
I think with your position, probably not a bad thing to have. I just can't see this thing. I think the options are probably right. That they're this cheap. This thing probably isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
They don't release their earnings until March 18th.
Yeah. As cheap as they are with as much as you have to the downside to lose, I certainly would be picking them up. So I think that's a good idea. I'm just trying to figure out, if you want to hold it for the 20%, probably that would be the only reason. I don't see a whole lot higher out here. In fact, I suspect this thing looks like it's in a trading range, probably down to maybe 37, 38 bucks in that range.
Mm-hmm.
You might get to that low 40, and probably looks like it wants to bounce around between 40 and 47.
Okay. So do you think they're going to try and pin this thing under 45?
It's too thin. You've got 360,000 shares, and 160,000 shares. Normally, they don't try to pin stocks with that light of volume. There's just not enough money in it.
Right.
Right. And even, when you start looking at 5,000, 10,000 puts, like you're going to see in Apple, happens a great deal more. Right. They've got a lot more to lose.
Right.
45s probably could be, that it's going to head back down that way. But my guess is, maybe, could be 45. I just don't I would say that if you're looking for pinning on this stock, probably going to be hard to get a pin on it. Just not enough options action in it.
Okay.
Okay?
Can I send you an email?
You certainly can.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate your help.
Path@tfnn.com.
Okay. I appreciate your help.
No big words.
Oh, God. I only know 4-letter words, so we're okay there.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, and we're going to get back to some of these stocks that are moving and see what's happening out here today. Again, you can give me either an email or a call at 877-927-6648. I'll check my email during the break here, but you can always send me an email at path@tfnn.com, and we'll look at that. But I'll check that during the break. Jive Software, this thing has been on a roller coaster straight down, as they say, and I don't know if it had additional news. We'll look at it in a second. But even going back 2 years, this thing's just continuing to make new lows. Social business platform, I haven't looked at this several times. I just can't ever remember what it does. Company connects users across enterprise and its functional departments, leveraging social intelligence such as business relationship expertise and areas of interest. So I guess the idea is they think that they're Facebook or LinkedIn, and no one knows who they are. Jive platform, advanced gamification, ideal mobile and video professional service, including strategy. This sounds like a shotgun blast. Doesn't even, as my boss used to say, I want you to have a laser rifle shot, not a shotgun. It sounds like a shotgun and not too effective at that. Anyway, we'll be back in a minute. Look at a few more of these stocks. Give me a ring, 877-927-6648.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days, unconditionally, so there's no risk to you, other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And we are back, and we've got Brent from Martinez, California today. How you doing today, Brent?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Dave?
Another day in paradise. Just sipping on my sun tea, fresh from the patio, and a little bit of lemon in it. It doesn't get any better than that. 70 degrees and blue skies. So we're looking at EOG resources here.
Yeah, it was one that came up on Art of the Charts last couple of days, and was hoping to get your analysis of it. I think 180 is the target on it.
Yeah. To me, this thing looks like it's probably like a lot of these stocks that are either going up, they probably are pulling back, and if they're going down a little bit, then they're going up. I mean, I've seen kind of both of these. What's your time horizon on trading this? A week, 2 weeks, a month? What are you thinking?
Oh, if I haven't done anything yet, I'm going to wait for it to hit that target, and it looked like I had some high volume bars to the downside, and so I looked like they hadn't been tested yet. So
I'm expecting a lot of the stuff especially EOG, which does a lot of exploration. If crude comes off a little bit, this thing's probably going to come back. I don't see a lot here, but we'll talk about how the setup is. You've got pretty good support at about 167 to 168, and you've got it's just kind of flopping around out here. There's not a real good I don't have a real good handle on this, but short term in the next week, you're probably I wouldn't be surprised this thing to come back in 168. My guess is this thing is going sideways just like the rest of the market. And longer term, if you wanted to buy this thing, you want to be buying it somewhere between about 146 or so.
Yeah, I was actually looking to short the thing. Hopefully, up at the top there.
I think you may be right now. This thing is done the 6-1. You pretty much done the 618, and there's no volume today on the thing. He had 175.97. I think that's what it is, 175.97. So you're about maybe a buck higher than that, than the 618 right now with no volume. If this thing tucks back down, I think it's going to 168 over the next week, and you could have your ABC down. And what would that take you to? Let's see, 188, 156, and 144.59 is the 1-to-1. If you go back and look at the retracement and put it together, that's right where Confluence is. I'm thinking that you're probably pretty close on this one. And again, this is all about natural gas and exploration. And if natural gas comes off again tomorrow on numbers, I'd be looking at maybe shorting this thing right now.
And would you go out to March or April?
Oh, yeah. I don't think we're going to have a huge amount of movement. I'm not buying puts right now. I'm buying the actual equities and shorting them. And at least for the two positions I have. And I think that's what that is a nice setup. The energy's kind of come off, especially with natural gas. I haven't looked at it today. What do you got? Today. It's off a little bit. I think we've probably hit kind of a short-term high. I think UNG is probably coming back around to that $21 level over the next probably 45 days. I think we've had the first move. And like a lot of things, you're going to need some consolidation out of this and get ready for next fall when natural gas heats up once again. Anyway, thanks again for the call, Brent. And just remind everybody out there, sell when you can, not when you have to.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.